त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Welcome everybody to day 3 of our 21-day Sahaja Yoga meditation course. And today we have Rachel with us, joining as our co-host. Hi Rachel.
Hi Richard. Hi everyone.
And
welcome.
Indeed. And we'd like to, we're learning that we have people joining us from all over Australia, from the United States, from India, from the United Kingdom, from Africa. So it seems like we have people joining us from all over the world. And so just a reminder at the outset that if you're not already a member of our WhatsApp group, then please join, and we'll remind you how to do that at the end of tonight's session. But you know, please tell us, just drop us a line on WhatsApp and tell us where you are, where in this big wide world you're situated at the moment. So tonight's topic is the thoughtless state. And just very quickly, so recapping on what we've done these past 2 days, if you've just joined us for the first time, Sahaja Yoga meditation is basically the spontaneous awakening of a nurturing feminine energy, which in Sanskrit is called Kundalini, the base of our spine. And when this energy, when the conditions are conducive, this energy can rise up and come all the way up through the top of our head. And in so doing, one of the main effects is that we experience thoughtless awareness. So a stillness and a quietening of the mind. And that's a very, probably the main thing that happens to us when we experience true meditation. So Rachel, thoughtless awareness, what's been your experience with thoughtless awareness in your meditation?
Oh, well, I've just found that it's, I've just had some really beautiful experiences. So it's that that experience of going beyond your mind, beyond all the chatter that's trying to combat our brain constantly, and you just go into this completely beautiful zone, and you just feel completely connected to the whole of creation, and it's a very joyful feeling, and
Yeah,
it's very nurturing. It just fills you with light, and this feeling of beauty of the being intrinsically part of the whole of creation.
indeed. It's a lovely poetic description, and not wanting to be too mechanical about the whole thing, but or too scientific, I suppose. But it is a fact that stress, the mechanism through which stress works, is our thoughts. So logically, if we can reduce our thoughts, good, bad, or otherwise, then that mechanism of stress is basically short-circuited. And so it is the key to, people talk about stress reduction, but how do you do it? And from all of our experience, we can honestly say that this method works.
Yeah,
so, we're going to, as always, focus on the experience of meditation. We're going to listen to a talk from the founder of Sahaja Yoga Meditation, Srimataji Nirmala Devi. All of this knowledge was put together and shared initially by her, and people like Rachel and I and our presenters tonight, we're just people like everybody else, like all of you guys that are joining us. I guess the only difference is that we've been doing this for a while, and we've got to a point in our life where we've thought, wow, this is great. Now I just want to share it with other people. And that's what we're doing here today. So I'd like to bring our presenters for tonight in, both of whom you've met before if you've joined us from day one. We've got Path, and we've got Chris.
How you going?
So I'm going to hand over now to Path, who's going to go into a little bit more of the essence of how to achieve, or what this thoughtless state is and how to achieve it. So over to you, Path.
Thank you, Richard. So what is this thoughtless awareness really? I mean, why meditate at all? So just in a normal day-to-day life, we are constantly bombarded by thoughts. And these thoughts, they are just nothing but reactions really created by our own mind. And we don't realize it because we keep chasing it. And just without thinking, we actually keep on thinking at without any end to it. So this meditation, especially Sahaja Yoga meditation, that's the only way to really stop this train of thoughts and really be in the present without reflecting on anything around you or within you for that matter. So the only way to stop these thoughts is through the awakening of this Kundalini. You can't stop thoughts with more thoughts. So it's like trying to stop a train with your hand. I mean, you can't stop the train. It is going to break through and the thoughts are going to come in your mind. If you just rely on mental projections, they can work to a certain extent, but if you really want to feel the silence of the present moment, Kundalini awakening, that's the only way. So that's what gives you this thoughtless awareness, the state of being in the present without any thoughts. And that happens as the Kundalini, she rises through the central channel and pierces this Ajna chakra that's within us. So when this energy, it rises beyond this mind and pierces the fontanel bone area, that's when we achieve this thoughtless awareness. And that's the base of this Sahaja Yoga meditation. So if you just imagine the thoughts arising in a mind like a wave, so this meditation is nothing but the gap between these two waves. And as you keep on meditating regularly on daily basis, this gap, it keeps increasing. And you can feel yourself being aware and there in that present moment without having any thoughts or any reactions. So in effect, what happens is you just become a detached witness. But it comes with time. So what we are going to do today is we are just going to take you through a guided meditation so that you can feel that joy of being in the present. And in your own time at your home, you can practice it daily in the morning and before going to bed at night. So if you do it regularly, then you will really start seeing its effects in your day-to-day life. And just look at yourself, how I was before starting this meditation and how has it affected me now. So that's thoughtless awareness, just being there without any thoughts, and just enjoying the present moment. And that's what we are going to try to achieve today. And to know more about this, we are just going to listen to a talk by Srimadaji. She is the founder of Sahaja Yoga. She talks more about thoughtless awareness and what it really means and how you can achieve it. So.
Now the first step is to become thoughtlessly aware, where you cross your mind. You go above your mind. Mind cannot affect you. This is the first stage, as we call it, thoughtless awareness. Second one is where you start seeing the working of this Parama Chaitanya, of this all-pervading power, and you start becoming aware that there is a lot of truth in what Mataji says, that there is this power which works out many things. It works miraculously so many things for you. It gives you blessings, it guides you, it helps you. In so many ways it helps you. It gives you good health, good wealth, and also a very good society of very beautiful people in the collective. All that you can see clearly is happening here. Now this happening of achieving thoughtless awareness is very simple and easy. But to maintain at that point is difficult. We still react and we think. Anything you see, you react. To get to that point in thoughtless awareness is first to change your attention. Now, for example, once we were climbing a very high mountain to see one temple called Palitana. Myself, my son-in-law, and my daughter. And we were really tired because we had to climb I don't know how many steps. And when we went up, we were tired, and there was a little canopy made of beautiful marble carving. So we just laid down there. They were very tired, and they said, "What is this kind of a temple?" They were grudging. While I looked up and I saw lots of beautiful elephants were carved. So I told my son-in-law, "Look at these elephants. They all have tails of different types." He said, "Mummy, we are all dying. How can you see the tails of elephants?" But if just to divert their attention from that tiredness, I told them that why not see these tails of the elephant, which is very different. So what happens that when you are putting your attention so much to outside all the time, then you must first of all also divert your attention. For example, you see these beautifully made things here. Your attention is something else. Just try to enjoy the beauty of that. See, there are beautiful carpets here. Just look at them without thinking. Because they don't belong to you, so no headache. They belong to somebody else. It's very good. Otherwise, if it belongs to you, you start thinking, "Oh my God, I've spreaded them here. What will happen? They have to be insured," or some sort of thing like that. That's common human reaction. But if it doesn't belong to you, you can watch it nicely. Now you watch it and don't think. You'll be amazed when you see the beauty that is put inside this. You'll see the artist who has put his joy, his exuberance into it. And you'll be amazed after realization that this exuberance will fill into you and a cool kind of a relaxation will come into you. And this Kundalini will rise and you will become steady in your thoughtless awareness. So whenever you look at anything, look at any beautiful thing, even say today's election, just watch the man who is elected. Watching him itself gives him blessings, gives him better ideas. You get also ideas which are coming from reality, which are there, how to make this man a successful person or this country a successful democracy. All these things happen when your attention is diverted from criticizing, from reacting. Just you watch, become the witness, try to witness it. It's not so very yet practiced. So far I've seen that whenever even we get achieve our realization, we don't realize that we have to witness everything. When you start witnessing through your spirit, then you don't see the bad points of another, but you see the good points. You just pick up the person with very good points. See, so once you see that, the witness state enlarges and you start enjoying another person. You start enjoying everything that is there. Even a small blade of grass you can enjoy if you have that capacity. In Japan, Zen system started on these lines. And he made, Viditama was the person who started it. He made a garden out of moss, different moss in very small. That there were little flowers also. And hardly about 5 feet of the garden, which looks like a shape of a question mark, you can say. You have to go on a lift and you reach that platform on top of a hill or a mountain where you see this. All little mosses are there and you see differently arranged a beautiful garden. When you start seeing it, your thought stops. Because such a marvelous thing, when you put attention to it, to its creation, your thoughts stop. So you must practice as to find out what stops your thoughts, what makes you the witness. Once you develop this habit, you will station yourself nicely in the thoughtless awareness. Then you start watching how Sahaja Yoga has helped, how it has been blissful, what you have achieved through Sahaja Yoga. You will be amazed if you just start watching it everywhere. You'll be amazed how this Parama Chaitanya acts. Nowadays, this Parama Chaitanya has become active because of Kruta Yuga. You can see from the way it is playing around with vibrations around me. You've seen so many photographs of mine where these vibrations are there. Also, you've seen the photographs of many Sahaja Yogis sitting before me. On their head, my name is written down in Arabic language. You've seen so many ways by which you can find out that there is the play of the divine. Now the mind will still try to say something. Don't listen, just watch. The effect of Sahaja Yoga you should watch on yourself, on your body. Don't think about it, but watch it. and you will be amazed how you have changed. To be very frank, when I come to Australia every year, sometimes I can't even recognize you. You look much younger, much better, much happier, and I don't recognize who are these people.
So, thank you, Path, for that lovely explanation there. And there we heard Srimataji talking about this topic of thoughtless awareness. So, Rachel, maybe I can ask you,
Yes.
what stops your thoughts? What gives you that witness state?
I just find I have to just gently tell myself, not this thought, or go away now, you know. So just so I can preserve that space. And it's like a training that you start in the beginning, and then your mind obeys. It helps. It helps just to be gentle with yourself, especially just to be kind and not get angry and react to the thoughts, but just say, okay, not now, not in this moment. Yeah.
Yeah. So it takes practice.
Yes. How about yourself,
But
Richard?
yeah, all of the above. And I guess the thing we need to point out is that really it's not our mind, as you said in the beginning, and as Path has already pointed out, that it's not, we don't use our mind to fight the mind. We don't use our thoughts to stop our thoughts. It is actually our kundalini and this natural process that stops the thoughts. And really, we just have to get out of the way and allow ourselves to be freed of those thoughts and not to hang on to them. When we react, then it's like we're hanging on to the thought. Mm-hmm. So we have this wonderful technique, Sahaja Yoga, to help us go beyond our thoughts and beyond our mind. And so actually now Chris is going to take us through a guided meditation and focus a little more perhaps on the aspect of thoughtless awareness.
So Richard, today we're going to do a meditation or recap on some of the things that we've already been doing over the last few days. We'll be raising the kundalini and tying a bandhan, which brings your attention to the fontanelle and brings you to a thoughtless state, or helps you to get there. And then we do a bandhan, that bond of protection, and then we'll clear the left and the right side of our subtle system. The left side is the conditionings, any emotional junk we've got hanging on us, and then the right side we're clearing out the heat, the feelings of control and ego, and so we can be in the center. And then when we're in the center, we're more capable of the kundalini flowing and us experiencing the state of thoughtlessness, which is the essence of Sahaja meditation. And we'll also do what we did. We'll be doing some affirmations, taking the right hand over to the left side and saying those affirmations. Please give me the pure knowledge. Please make me my own master. I am the spirit. I am not guilty. Mother, I forgive. And please forgive me. And then above here, please give me my connection or strengthen my connection. And we'll just keep our attention above the fontanelle. Then we'll play some music, and then we'll just do a little exercise to if we got thoughts still, how to stop those thoughts. So let's start. The first thing we do is we put our attention in the palm of our left hand, and we use our right hand and we circle as we go, clockwise, and we slowly raise that hand to the top of our head, and we tie one knot. And then we do it a second time. And slowly is better. And your attention is the center of the palm of your left hand. And we tie 2 knots. And then we do it. So we do this from the base of the spine up, going through the center. Slowly keeping your attention on the palm, the center of the palm of the left hand. And then you tie 3 knots. And then you take your left hand over here and your right hand over here, and you go across the top of your head and down again and back again. That's once. And we do it a second time. And we do this with full attention. Do it a third time. A fourth time. A fifth time. 6th time. And the 7th. There's 7 main energy centers. We put our palm upwards, the normal position, comfortable on your lap. And now we've got to clear our left side. And the way we do that, we put our right hand to the Mother Earth. Mother Earth is an element we'll talk about in another program. But she cleans our left side. So Mother Earth, please take out all the negative energy from the left side of desire. And we just wait after we said that to ourselves. Please clean all the negative energy from the left side. So it acts. And as your subtle awareness increases, you'll be able to feel the Mother Earth taking out any negative energy that you picked up during the day of the left side. Now take that right hand and place it on your lap, and then, as Parth showed you yesterday, take your left hand and point it to the sky, like this. And here we're going to clear the right side of action through the ether element. So this left hand will act like a chimney and take out the heat, particularly from the liver. This is the overactivity and the controlling behavioural, or the ego you reflected in your daily activity. We're asking the ether to take all this out so we can be in a balance. So left and right will be in balance, and the Kundalini energy can easily flow through the center. You can even say, Mother Kundalini, please take out all the heat from my right side, all the negative energy. And as the awareness grows, you can feel that energy coming out. And you're beginning to feel more balanced. All right, now take that left hand and place it on your lap. And as Florian showed you yesterday, take your right hand and place it where the mass of your body joins your leg, your left leg. And here, just press with your right hand a little bit. And here you ask, Mother, please give me the pure knowledge. Mother, please give me the pure knowledge. We're asking for the knowledge that will help us grow in the silence. And we can find inner peace. All right, now take that right hand and place it below the rib cage on the left-hand side. And when you do this, put your attention, which is the edge of the awareness, at that spot. And here you can say, Mother, please help me be my own master, my own guru. Now take your hand, your right hand, and place it on your heart. And here you say, Mother, I am the Spirit. I am the Spirit. One of the most important things you can say in Sahaja Yoga. I am the Spirit. Have faith in yourself. You are the spirit. All right, now where the neck joins your shoulder on the left-hand side, just put your right hand there and you just turn your head slightly to the right. In here, we're addressing a block. We affirm, Mother, I am not guilty. So feeling guilty is an illusion. So we say with confidence, I am not guilty. I am not guilty. I am not guilty. Right now we take our right hand and cup our forehead and gently rest the forehead into the palm of our right hand. And here from your heart you say, I forgive everyone. I forgive everyone in general. I forgive, which is very important to feel the forgiveness. To give forgiveness. And stop being held back by your lack of forgiveness. When we forgive, we grow. And while we're here, we also say, please forgive me. Mother, please forgive me for my mistakes. Now let's put our attention at the fontanelle. And one way we can do that is we take our right hand and take it through the center, the central channel. Slowly, and just as if you're bringing the energy of the Kundalini from the sacred bow, and you take it to the top of your head. And do that a second time. And then you do a third time. Take your hands, palm upwards on your lap.
सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सरधात् सादिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी ब्रह्मरूपे सदा परमानंद स्वरूपिणी रिद्धि सिद्धि परे देवी नमोस्तुते शरणागत 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 दीना परित्राण परायणी सर्वस्याति परे देवी नारायणी नमोस्तुते 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 नारायणी
So what we might do now is just continue for a few minutes in this meditative state, in silence, and we'll just bring up a photograph of Srimataji, which we'll explain later, can really help a lot to keep us in that meditative state. So just for 2 or 3 minutes, sit with your hands palm upwards on your lap and just allow the attention to rest there above the head in thoughtless awareness. We can have our eyes closed. And if you find the thoughts are still bubbling around a little bit, it can help to open the eyes and just look at the red mark on Srimataji's forehead, but without thinking. Otherwise, just keep the eyes closed. Now, when we're ready, we can slowly open our eyes and just be aware what we feel on the palms of our hands. Do the hands feel fairly cool and light on the palm? Perhaps one hand is cooler than the other. Also, what we can do is we can bring our right hand up as we did before, but this time not touching the top of the head, but having the hand at least 10 or 20 centimeters above our head. And you may be able to feel a coolness on the palm of the hand, like a cool breeze coming out from the top of the head. If it's not, that's fine. It may be warm to begin with, but just make a note. What do I feel on the right hand there? Do I feel that cool breeze? And then we can bring the right hand down and do the same with our left hand, tipping the head forward slightly. And without thinking about it, we're just literally seeing what we feel on the palm of the hand. How does the left hand feel? Does it feel cool? Does it feel cooler or less cool than the other hand? And just make a note of that. And when you're ready, we can bring the left hand down, and we'll just sit with both hands palm upwards on our lap. The Kundalini, which is awakened when we go through the process, as we did with Chris, and before that, just listening to Sri Mataji's talk and using Sri Mataji's photograph can really help to raise more and more strands of this Kundalini. And the way that she manifests, we say she because it is a nurturing feminine energy that we all have within us. It manifests as a cool breeze. So if you didn't feel cool above your head, you may have felt warm. That's fine, because that's just indicating that all the blockages that build up on our subtle system, on the various energy centers, they have to be cleared out first. And they clear out as heat. But eventually, because this is something you can do anytime, go through it again over the coming days, eventually you'll start to feel that coolness, which is indicating that your Kundalini is flowing, and it will start to flow more and more strongly. So it's, again, not about what we think, it's about what we literally feel, not in an emotional sense, but literally feel on our central nervous system, including our hands. So we'll be doing more about that, because we can use our hands to actually diagnose the state of our subtle system. And so tomorrow we're going to be doing just that. It's a very simple and yet very powerful way to help know ourselves. Again, not in a philosophical sort of a way, but literally know what's happening with us, and in terms of the flow of the energy around our solar system. So,
Richard, can I just make a point?
of course.
So with this experience, in the beginning, we might just have small moments of thoughtlessness, but over time, and when the Kundalini strengthens, those moments increase, the spaces between the thoughts. And so, these are the synapses that occur, and our Kundalini gets stronger and stronger throughout our practice, and we can really get submersed into this experience of thoughtless awareness throughout time and practice. And actually, the beautiful thing about it is that because it's spontaneous, and Sahaj means spontaneous and born within, because it's spontaneous, it can just happen to us just spontaneously. We might be in the nature, we might be somewhere looking, experiencing some beautiful music or a beautiful artwork, and we just can spontaneously go into that space of thoughtless awareness, because the Kundalini recognizes, that which is pure, and it's a very enriching. It really enriches your life. Rich.
Thanks, Rach. Rich and Rach. Thank you. Look, that's absolutely, you'll be surprised when you least expect it. You'll find yourself going into the thoughtless awareness in those gaps that Rachel is referring to. And it's very simple. Being together like this, very powerful. So we can meditate individually, and we do, but we also, when we get the chance to come together like this, whether it's in a room together or whether it's on Zoom, the Zoom room, the Kundalini, our Kundalinis are like a forest. They support each other. And again, like I mentioned before, one of the reasons we use Sri Mataji's photograph so much is because she's somebody who had an extremely powerful Kundalini, a blazing Kundalini, you might say. So just being in proximity to her image even is enough for our Kundalini to respond. And then we just do what we can using the elements, using the affirmations that Chris went through, for example, to help clear ourselves from the outside so that this Kundalini can really come rising up through. And really, she does it all. And we're just sort of doing what we can around the edges to help this natural process take place.
Yeah.
So, Parth, is there anything you'd like to add? You gave us a great introduction to this thoughtless awareness, this thoughtless state. And really, we're all experiencing it. In fact, we'd like to ask all the people who are joining us tonight, if you have any comments or if you have any questions, as always, please let us know either in the chat or on the Zoom or on the WhatsApp group. So we may not answer them straight away, but we'll get around to them, and we'd love to hear your questions and also your feedback. And between now and tomorrow, if you'd like to go into the WhatsApp group, because we're across that for the whole time pretty much, even after this session is finished. And if you'd like to tell us what you felt above your head, on one hand or both. So that would be really great feedback for us to have as we go forward. But Parth, are there any comments you'd like to make before we finish for today?
Yep, just to add to what Rachel said, I mean, this thoughtless awareness, it does come to you quite naturally as you practice it more. And what often helps me is that simple activity of balancing that we just did yesterday. So just having your left and right channels in balance, it just makes that space in that middle for the Kundalini to rise. So every time you start your meditation, just balancing for 5 minutes and then bringing your attention on the top of your head, you can really feel that state of being thoughtlessly aware. I mean, you won't just stop getting your thoughts immediately, like turning off a switch. It will happen over a period of time gradually. So especially when you start, you have to be patient with yourself and treat yourself kindly. Basically, not get angry on yourself for having thoughts, because we are, as humans, we are designed to have thoughts, and brain is just doing its job. And as a spirit, it's our job to be in control of our mind and our body. So we just have to, over a period of time, realize that our existence is as a spirit, and that's who we are. So as you just meditate regularly, you will soon realize that, and you will go deeper into it, and your Kundalini will start getting more active within you, and slowly your energy centers will start clearing out, and you will just start seeing its benefits in your daily life as well. So yeah, what do you?
Yeah, that's awesome, Parth. And as we said, as Parth alluded to there, we really, we're doing this every day, which is great. We're getting together every day. But also, if you can have a little meditation by yourself at some stage in between, then that can really help. So what we're going to do to finish up is Chris is going to just show us a very simple exercise of what we call raising the Kundalini with our hands and giving ourselves a bandhan, and just to remind you how to do that. And this is how we normally would start our meditation, even if we have 5 minutes, say, during the day. It's very simple. We don't have to go through the affirmations that we've been through. You don't have to remember all the things we're talking about. But if you just remember how to raise your Kundalini with your hands, give yourself a bandhan, and then just sit quietly for 5 minutes or as much time as you have in thoughtless awareness, forgiving those thoughts. Then when it's time to get up, you just repeat the same exercise. So we bookend our meditation with raising the Kundalini, giving ourselves a bandhan, and then raising our Kundalini and giving ourselves a bandhan. So to finish for today, Chris, could you take us through that once more, please? And then we'll wrap up, and we'll see everybody hopefully tomorrow. I'll be presenting tomorrow's session where we talk more about the vibrations. So what we feel on our hands and how they can help us. And also tomorrow we're going to have we're very fortunate to be having some live music with a world-class harpsichord player who'll be playing some Bach amongst other things. And so we're thrilled to be doing that. We'll also be having more live music as the days and the weeks progress. So please try to join us every day. And if you can't join us, then check out the recording of the session sometime afterwards. But right now, we're going to finish our meditation for today. In fact, what we want to do is we want to stay in meditation. That's the whole point. We want to stay in thoughtless awareness. And that's why we repeat the same exercise at the end that we do at the beginning. So we want to, it's onwards and upwards. And Chris is going to show us how we can do that. And thanks very much, everybody. Thanks, Parth.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Chris. And thanks so much, Rachel.
Thank you.
It's been a wonderful, wonderful session, yes. And we'll see everybody tomorrow. But right now, Chris is going to show us how to stay in this state.
Thank you, Parth. Thank you for the nice words, Rachel. And thank you, Richard. Let's close off. You can do this anytime. You don't have to do it before and after meditation. Anytime when you feel like you need to be, to get into a center, to find your equilibrium, you can just raise your Kundalini entire bandhan. At any point where you feel fear or life is becoming a bit of a challenge, just raise the Kundalini entire bandhan. So let's start by putting our attention in the center of the palm of your left hand and take your right hand around it, going clockwise. And as you take your attention in the center of the palm of your left hand, you slowly raise it and you're following that palm. And then when you get to the top, the fontanelle, you tie one knot. And then you do it a second time. Your attention is becoming enlightened. So this is a powerful thing. You do 2 knots. And then when you do it a third time, bring it up to the top of your head and tie 3 knots. Just keep your attention there a little bit and then come back. And then take your right hand and place it over to the left side, your left hand. And then take it across, sweeping across the fontanelle and down, protecting all the energy centers. and back to the left side. So you've done that once. Do it a second time. A third time. Or fourth time. The fifth. The sixth. And the seventh. And when you finish, namaste. Thank you, Shivaji, for all your knowledge and what you've given us.
माताजी दया करो, तुम बिना लागे सुनो, तुम बिना लागे सुनो। खाली घट में प्रेम भरो, खाली घट में प्रेम भरो। माताजी दया करो, मन में आन बसो। माताजी तंत्र मंत्र पूजा नहीं जानो, तंत्र मंत्र पूजा नहीं जानो। मैं तो केवल तुमको ही मानो, मैं तो केवल तुमको ही मानो। सारे जग में ढूंढा तुमको, सारे जग में ढूंढा तुमको। अब तो आकर बाह धरो, अब तो आकर बाह धरो। ओ माताजी, माताजी, माताजी दया करो। माताजी दया करो, मन में आन बसो। मन में आन बसो। माताजी, 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 माताजी करो, माताजी, माताजी, माताजी,
go deeper in silence to find the earth at your beginning. That in dance within you, that innocence unfolding from which flows the rivers of your soul. That holy place, abode of Him, first beloved child. Red earth supports His fragrant joy, enchanting, dancing in your eternal spring, dancing in your eternal spring. Come the calls you to grow deeper in silence. Follow Him to find the living water. You will find your heart. You will find your heart in her sweet ocean. Majesty of love so pure, a grace surrounds your being. Merge as one in harmony, surrender to the river of her love overflowing. Her endless love overflowing. Come, the Mother calls you. Assume your glory in the company of saints. You will be. The music of the breath of God, the holy breath of God, awakes the earth to joy. The ripples of her grace from the shores of your heart with a tapestry of love.